sorry, is a way to, where was I? Is her way of influencing an eco-friendly mindset in them, and as well to boost the appetite in preferring solutions to solve some of the world's greatest environmental challenges of climate change, biodiversity loss, and waste management, amongst others. Okay, so we now have the bio of our speaker, so we know who she is and where she's coming from. Sandrine, can you hear me now? I think she's still having issues. Sandrine?
It's past 7.
I didn't get what you said.
Yeah, I said it's evening now, past 7.
Oh, okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Ruth, thank you for joining from Nigeria. How is the weather in Nigeria now? I hope it's not too harsh and it's not too cold, I would say. Yeah. Okay, it's good. Yeah. Good to know that. Okay, since we've gotten different locations and we are still trying to get our trainer on, could you also, okay. Hello, Sandrine. She was going to speak. Okay, you're welcome.
Hello,
I think
I'm sorry, it has been really terrible on my side.
Yeah, it's okay. You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you too. I was trying to join from my PC, but I had to use my phone. The PC is really slow.
Okay. You're welcome. And once again, thank you for your availability to take on this training. We have already read your bio and we see that you've been into a lot of activities, and it would really be a privilege to learn from you today.
Thank you too very much for giving me this opportunity.
It's our pleasure to have you. So if you wouldn't mind, we would like to get you on with the training. So if you want to entertain questions during your training, maybe to make it interactive, you can also let us know so that we can entertain or we can ask people to speak during the training. Just let us know how you want to.
Sure. It's going to be an interactive session. You know, when I often do trainings, I don't even do presentations. I just talk and talk and talk and talk, and people give me their feedback, and that is how we flow. So it's not only going to be me talking, but everyone participating, because I'm sure everyone knows how to write, everyone reads articles, so we all will be doing this session together.
Okay, that would be awesome. So you wouldn't be sharing your presentation, I guess.
Let me see if I can try sharing from my phone, but before, let me try presentation.
Okay, I guess I leave you to do your thing now while I sit back and go with the flow. So the floor is yours, please.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Please, let's unmute and speak. Yeah.
I thought they said this training was for women. I'm getting men speaking.
Hello, ma. That should be all.
We are representing our wives and our sisters.
All right. Congratulations, everyone on board, and to those who training. Well, it hasn't been easy trying to prepare. I am bereaved on one side. and the workload and trying to put up the presentation. So it's going to a very short session, share my screen, but why I'm doing that about articling, if you've heard, I think everybody has heard about article writing. So anyone can just opt to tell us what is article writing or what they know about article writing. Share.
I can try to guess. So when
Okay.
we talk about an article, for me, it would be a document that talks about a particular issue or a group of issues, or gives information rather on a particular topic. And sometimes it follows a particular structure and a particular flow. So the reader is able to grasp the idea or the concept.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, I didn't get your name. I love calling people by their name.
Okay, I'm Judith.
All right, thank you, Judith. My bad. I had to ask. First thing first, I had to ask. So my apologies. Judith, thank you very much. And I'm still waiting for other responses. We are over 10 participants. So anyone just tell me what do you know about article writing, or what do you think article writing is? While I try to share my screen.
If you want to speak, please unmute and speak, and let's try to make this interactive.
Okay, so I'll try to go layman. I don't know if I'm audible enough. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I might just say I'm representing scenarios, events, thoughts, or fiction using words.
Okay. That's very straight to the point. I need another person, and we start from there.
Sorry, can I say something? Not about the article writing per se. Sandrine, please can you send me your slides so I share from my side?
Okay, yes, sure. Thank you, Sarah.
All right.
Yes, let me just send it to you right away. I sent this thing right.
Or maybe you can try it now. I think you were not the co-host before. I just made you the co-host. Maybe that was why you couldn't share your screen before. Just
Right.
yeah.
I'm sending to Sarah already, so
Okay.
she will please help me since I have a lot of network issues this week.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so Sarah, I've sent it to you on WhatsApp. Hello? Hello, Sarah.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm coming. I'm trying to open.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, I'll try to share now. I don't know if I can share my screen.
Yeah, sure, you can.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So now we are set and it's time to go. So we have heard different definitions of article writing, and I would say all of them are very, very correct from your own point of view, because we all have different points of views. But before we go into the crux of the matter, I want us to know about the learning objectives of this training. This training, the first objective is for us to understand the fundamentals of article writing. The second one, developing effective storytelling techniques, and improving headlines and sub-creation. So sub-heading creation, writing headlines for articles can be very, very straining, and it needs a lot of time for you to be able to craft a good headline. So we are going to be improving headlines and sub-heading creation, then understanding the different formats of article writing. Sarah, that's the second slide. Thank you very much. So those are our learning objectives. We have 4 of them: understanding the fundamentals of article writing, developing effective storytelling technique, improving headline and subheading creation, and understanding different article formats. It's very brief, because if we want to really talk about article writing from a global perspective, we are going to spend a lot of time here. And since we know what we want, we are just going to hit the nail on the head. So now going to what is article writing. Article writing is the process of creating written content for various purposes. The act of creating, or the process of creating written content for various purposes. It involves crafting well-structured and coherent pieces of text that convey information or ideas in a clear and concise manner. In a clear and concise manner. In a clear and concise manner. I really want to emphasize on the clear and concise manner, because there are certain articles that we pick up and read, and you are unable to have the subject matter. What is the article talking about? There is no angle given to that article, and it's from a global perspective. So you start on your own, you start figuring out, but what is the main objective of this article? What is the author trying to pass out? What do I want to grab? So it's confusing. So with article writing, you need to be clear and concise. You need to write in a clear and concise manner. But talking about that, we have different types of article writing. There are different types of article writing. We have news articles, we have opinion articles, we have feature articles, and we have blog posts. Talking about news articles, when you write stories written, it's usually done by journalists. They write more of news articles to inform readers about a recent event or development. We have breaking news. Every day on TV, we watch breaking news. We have online news media outlets that publish articles every day, breaking news. So more of news articles. Then we have opinion article. You persuade readers to agree with your point of view. For example, we are talking about women in ocean conservation, and you might want to write why you think women should be prioritized when it comes to ocean conservation. There you want to persuade readers to agree with you why women should be considered. You bring in strong arguments for the reader to consider your own point of view. So that's opinion writing. Then we have feature article writing. They are newsworthy topics or trends intended to provide in-depth information and analysis. With feature article writing, I will take an example. maybe in Africa today, but I'm not taking an example from ocean conservation because I don't really know more about ocean conservation, but I'm more into species conservation, forest conservation, and all of that. So let's talk about human-wildlife conflict. I'm sure many of us here, we have heard of human-wildlife conflict in Africa, especially with the African forest elephant. So you might want to write about the human-elephant conflict. That's a newsworthy topic or a trend. That's a feature article. From that perspective, it is a feature article because it is a newsworthy topic. It is something that is trending. Or maybe the adoption of the Kunming-Montreal biodiversity framework and all the rest. You want to write something on it. Or maybe the African Climate Summit that just ended. Maybe you want to write something on it. That's a news worthy topic, and it should be a feature article. So blog post, you're sharing thoughts and experiences on a particular issue. And usually blog posts, they are done with a feature article, right? You can write a feature article, and even in the next, let me say 2 months, it is still very relevant. Even in the next 5 years, someone will still pick up that article and say, wow, I can still read this. This one does not have really like a time frame. No, it doesn't. People use, let me say, years to write a feature article. People use years to write a feature article. And me, I love writing feature articles a lot because if I share some of my articles with you, just that I couldn't get the link since we don't have lights here for over 3 weeks. So it's not been easy. I would have shared some links with you. So with the feature article, you need to do a lot of research because with article writing, you need to do a lot of research. You're giving facts. You're not just presenting. Even when you're doing opinion article or whatever, despite the types of article you want to write, is it news article, is it opinion article, feature article, or blog post, you need to do research. You need to have credible sources. When someone takes up an article and is reading, if the person can be able to verify that information from another source, even if it is a feature article, because with feature articles, you're bringing in facts, right? Maybe you're talking about the human-elephant conflict and you're saying that elephants have destroyed our farmlands in this part of Nigeria or in this part of Cameroon or whatever. That information should be verifiable. If someone goes to the field, maybe someone wants to write the article from another angle or from another perspective, that person should be able to get that same information from the field. Okay, I read this article on this, and going to the field, it corresponds, it ties together. So with article writing, you need research. You need to be credible. You have credible sources. And with blog posts, you can do it once a day. You can do it. In fact, with blog posts, you update it regularly with blog posts. So you share thoughts and experiences on a particular issues. Those are the types of article writing, which I think there are many types of article writing. If you go to the internet and search, you will have a variety of them. But I just brought this because looking at what we're doing, the organization, more of your articles will be on feature articles or maybe opinion articles, news articles, or blog posts. So understanding your audience for you after knowing the type of article you want to write. For example, this training, after this training, let me say maybe your content creator person, or maybe the person publishing articles for Akeabeh might want to write an article on this training. Now, what do you have to do? You need to understand your audience. You need to know where you're going to. Because if you don't know where you are going to, you will not be able to tailor the message you want to your audience, to your specific audience, to your target audience. When you are writing an article whatsoever, you have an audience in mind. Who do I want to reach with this content I am creating? If you don't understand your audience, then you will not be able to tailor your article to the right person. You will not. If you are writing an article on this training, you should know the audience. Who do you want to reach out to? Who is that person you want them to stumble on this information you're writing? So it is important to understand your audience because it helps you to effectively communicate your message, engage them, and provide value through your articles. And why understanding your audience is important in article writing for relevance. It allows you to create content that is relevant, just like what I said. Engagement. You create engagement. You create content that engages them to a deeper level. For example, if you're writing about, let me just continue with my example on the human-elephant conflict. You're writing on human-elephant conflict. Who are the people you want to address this human-elephant conflict to? And mind you, you might be writing from another angle because in article writing, if an event happens here, we have different, about 5 writers. They want to write on that particular issue. They might write and take it from different angles. That is why I said it is important for you to understand your audience. You write from different angles. Another person might take it from the point of view of impact. Let me say those doing public relations. Maybe Aqua World has donated, let me say some, how can I even put it? Maybe you have made a donation somewhere. Or let me just take this training. You have carried out this training, you have done this training online. And there are 5 writers who want to pass across this information. Another person might take it from the point of impact. Say, over 50 women have done this. Another person who wants to sell the image of the organization, maybe the public relations person will be taken for, Aqua World has done this. You mention the organization first, putting it first. But you, who knows your audience, the person with putting Aqua World first, knows the people they want to target or knows how the point from which they want to write the article. But the other writer who is writing from, about 50 women have been engaged or have been empowered to do this, is taking it from the point of impact. Another person might take this same workshop and write a feature story from it. Another person will take it and write a blog post, and another person will take it and write a news article. So it depends on the writer's angle and the audience they want to send this information out to. So after understanding your audience, we are moving to writing the article proper. After understanding your audience, it is time for you to start gathering information now to put up this article. Am I interviewing people? Because mind you, with article writing, it is always very important for you to bring in a third person, another person's opinion. To bring in another person's opinion. Even if it is a news article, that's why if you read news articles or if you watch news on TV, the journalist does not sit and broadcast news from beginning to end without them bringing other sources inside. This person is saying this. Maybe a house has collapsed and killed 5 people. The journalist is saying about this has done this and that. Then you hear they bring one mama whose house has been destroyed and she's talking. Everything happened around 1 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what to do. My children are this and this. That one is already bringing more, is making your article more juicy. It's making the news sweet, like my lecturer always say. Sometimes you watch the news and say, that news sweet there. And I'll be like, how can news be sweet? Is it a sweet you're consuming or something? So you need to bring in these sources. Even with a feature article you're writing, you go to the field, you interview people. You bring other people's opinions. Hello?
I want to speak out.
Sorry?
That was someone speaking from somewhere else. He's muted now. Sorry about the interruption.
Oh, okay, it's okay. So I was saying that it's very important, be it whatever you're writing. For opinion, yes, you can just write a plain article like that. It's your opinion. But for blog posts, for news articles, for feature articles, it's always good for you to bring. It shouldn't be that you just sat and you imagined a story and you just wrote it and put it up there. When you start bringing other people's opinions and putting, we call them in when they are broadcasting news, they say excerpts. You bring them in, you quote them, put them in quotation. What has the person said? Okay, this happened. I'm writing a feature article. I need to bring another person's opinion so that when you read it, you don't just read from beginning to end and you're like, but what is this author really saying? How do I even know that this is true? How do you know that it is true? Credibility. You're already bringing in another person's opinion. When you already see the general manager of this said in quotes, then they are quoting the person, you're like, okay, yes, it really happens. If the general manager is talking in this article, it means it really happened. So with that, you need to understand your audience and bringing in other people. So we're talking about the writing article proper. There are 5 W's and 1 H in article writing. Sarah, I don't want you to go to the next slide. I just want someone to tell me if you have ever heard about the 5 W's and 1 H in article writing. Then you can just unmute and you tell me the 5 W's and 1 H in article writing.
This would be the first time I hear that. So I'm eager to know what it means or what they are.
Okay, thank you, Judith. Sarah, the 5 W's and 1 H in article writing, I went through your Aqua website and I saw a couple of, should I say, your articles published. So tell me the 5 W's and 1 H.
Hello.
Yes.
Are you asking me a question?
Yes, I'm asking if you have heard about the 5 W's and 1 H in article writing.
Actually, I've not heard about it, so I would like to learn more. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Okay. If there is no other person,
Sandrine, you're muted. I think you're speaking.
oh, sorry about that. So I was saying that the 5 W's and 1 H in article writing is a set of 6 questions that are commonly used in journalism and article writing to gather comprehensive information about a topic. So these questions help writers to cover all essential aspects of a story or article and ensuring that the reader gets a complete understanding of the subject matter. So with the purpose, with the 5 W's and 1 H, it guides you. It helps you cover the entire story. Please, Sarah, can you move to slide 7? Yes. No. No. Slide 7. Who, what, when, where? Yes. So these are the 5 W's and 1 H in article writing. The who, it identifies the individual or groups, just like what I was talking about, understanding your target audience. Or in this case, who are those involved? For example, I was talking about producing an article for this training. When you're writing the article, identifying the individuals or groups, who were those involved in the training? Women. That's the who. The what? That's the central theme or the subject matter. What was this training all about? You're putting it there. Your article should have it. When? The time frame or period. Some people might not want to put the exact date. You often read articles and especially articles that for an event that has passed maybe over 3 weeks, and the author does not want to put the date, it might look like its own news. The person might just say recently, the person is already putting a time frame or period. You know that, okay, it's a recent something. Not putting actually the time, but if you're putting the time, okay, maybe you want to, or the period, sorry, the time frame or period, maybe you're writing an article on this training and you're saying the article happened from the 5th to the 7th of October. That one is the time frame. Where? Determine the location. It was an online or it was a virtual workshop, 3 days virtual workshop on Zoom or something. That's a location. But you must not actually put the Zoom. You might just say it was an online meeting or was a virtual meeting or something. Then why? The reasons, motivation, causes, or justifications for what is happening. Why are you writing the article? You're giving the reasons now. It was aimed at training, empowering. You're already giving the reasons why. Training, empowering, building their or whatever. Then how? How did it happen? Focus on the understanding, the process, the methods. How did the training happen? When they talk of how did it happen now? You're talking of experts that were brought in or the people involved in the training. Or maybe we had Tosin Sarah, AWF, African Young, this, and this. Or we had another person from Nigeria, another person from Cameroon. So there you, just by putting this, right, you have summarized the story already. And what is coming after now, you're just adding flesh. The person just wants to know more. But this who, what, when, where, why, this should already be in the first sentence. The first sentence after your headline, the sentences, in fact, the sentence that comes after your headline should carry the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. This already gives the reader an overview of everything you'll be talking about. That's why some people just read just the headlines of the news. Some people just listen to the headlines of the news and they are like, okay, we are done. Then you will meet this person discussing the issue as if the person watched the news from beginning to end. Just by telling people that, okay, 50 people have died where in a car accident on this Lagos street. What caused the accident? A truck and this collided or something. Just by another person will go and sit somewhere, or maybe you meet the person in a bar, is telling you that an accident occurred, this number of people died. It was because a truck did this and this. The person did not read the complete article. The person is already hinting you and giving you information. But when you read now the complete article, from now you're understanding the how. What happened? Was the driver on speed? Was he not on speed? Who was wrong? You understand? So just by just from the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why, you already have an overview of everything you want to know, So after knowing the who, the what, the where, the when, and how to apply it now, crafting your headline. The headline of your story is what will hold a reader at gunpoint to read that story. You're going through searches on the internet. Maybe you just stumble on an article. And just from the headline, even if you did not want to read that article, just the headline will draw you closer. Be like, wait, I want to know more. What's really happening? Then before you know it, you have finished the article. And like, what? How did I even do this? It is because of the headline. Some people even put headlines that when you look at the headline, you read the article, they don't correspond. But that's not what we are doing here. We want you to write headlines that correspond with your article. Another person will write the headline, then when you read the article, you're like, but where is the news? Have you ever felt that way? You read an article and you're like, but where is the news? This headline, I don't understand though, because the article is empty. They just gave you a hint and you just went straight to reading the article because of the headline. And I bet you that crafting headlines, that's the most difficult thing ever in article writing. There are days that I spent 3 days just looking for a headline for my article. Sometimes I'll write the article and say, please, let me go and rest. When I have a cool head, I will have the headline, because the headline is telling the entire story. The headline is telling the entire story. When the person reads the headline, he or she already knows that, okay, this is what this is talking about. It's giving the person what? Central idea of the article. Then after the headline, now you go to the first sentence. You're already getting the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. It's complete. So now the crafting headlines. So what is a headline? Somebody should just give me in fact, the simplest understanding, what they understand by headline.
If I want to guess, I could say it's like the central message of the story.
Okay, the central message of the story. Thank you, Judith. It's like you and Sarah are the ones participating or something. Please, you guys should talk so that I know that I'm passing across this information. Oh, I see Ruth. Ruth, please, can you unmute and I'll just call anybody randomly. Sorry if I disgrace you. Just tell me, what do you understand by headlines? Okay, Ruth is not there. Hassan. I can see Hassan. Solar and the rest. Okay, let me just consider that maybe your network is disturbing and I move forward. Hoping that you're getting.
Let me just say an headline is what gives us a hint about what the whole story is all about, what the article is all about.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Paul. So a headline is very simple. It is just the title of the article. That's the headline. It is the title of the article. Your headline is the title of the article, and it has to be clear. From the beginning, I talk of being clear and concise, and as well as informative. So it should be so much compelling that when somebody picks or sees the headline, the person is rushing to read that article. So tips of writing a compelling headline. Sarah, please, you can move to the next slide. Slide 8. Yes, headlines. Tips of writing a compelling headline. You make it relevant. You use keywords strategically. Using keywords. Be clear and concise. Make it specific. Use action words. Make it engaging. Be creative as possible, but you should not forget. You should not forget the goal. Use numbers when possible. Test and refine. Do you know why when you see most headlines on the news or articles online, you will notice that most of them always have numbers. Like 100 people did this. Over 50 in Ukraine did this. Over this. Because numbers are attention grabbing. Using numbers. Or maybe over 1,000 die in this. When you just see the 1,000, you're like, oh my God, what happened? How could 1,000 people die? Or maybe let me say 10 women get married to one man, or one man marries 10 women or something. Just by putting the 10 or whatever, finding just the 10 on, like the headline has the 10. People are running. How will a man get married to 10 women? They are rushing to go and read the article. So those are tips of writing a compelling article. So an example, I would just want us to write a headline for this training. You want to communicate this training, like what you have learned, or in fact, the training in general. You want to put it out there. You want to put the information out there. Let me say maybe like I said, crafting headlines is the most difficult thing to do. That's the most difficult thing to do. But then with this one, we are just trying to see if you are actually getting the sense of what we have been saying. So I will give maybe 3 minutes. Yes, for anyone to craft a headline. You want to communicate this training. Aqua World, Women in Conservation, Building Capacity, Innovative, what. You want to communicate this training. How will you communicate it? Just from your headline. So I am going to just give about 3 minutes for anyone. If you can. No, Sarah, don't go to my example. Stay on the headline slide. Thank you. So, example.
Are you saying we should use the women in conservation or any other example we have?
No, women in conservation.
Women in conservation. Like,
yes. You want to communicate this article, right? After this workshop, you want to write an article. What will be your headline for that article?
Oh.
So I'm giving 3 minutes. And after the 3 minutes, then anyone will just read out their headlines so that we all can get it. And then you will see that people have different angles of writing a story, because your headline determines the tone, the central idea of your article. One minute is gone already.
Is it possible to drop it in the chat?
Yes, just drop it in the chat. Thank you. Judith, I've seen your headline. That's good. Yeah, I'm waiting. I think 3 minutes is over. Hello.
We have one person in the chat already answering.
Hello.
We have another answer in the chat. Can you say it?
Mm-hmm. Headlines have disappeared.
Can you see them? They are more in the
Yes.
chat now.
I think my network interrupted.
Okay.
And I didn't get it. I just have solar.
Oh, that's the last one. We have, okay, Ruth
Okay.
has reposted hers.
Breaking barriers, women contributing to ocean conservation innovation, a training session by Aqua World. Building confidence in women through 20 Nigerian women equipped for proper ocean conservation in Nigeria. Yeah. More than 20 women benefited from just concluded ocean capacity building training organized by Aqua World. Okay, from these 4 headlines I am seeing, I think all of them, they have the same idea. All of them have the same idea. I see women, 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 women. Yes, you got it right with the women. That's the central. That's the central idea there. Women in ocean conservation, empowering women. Women contributing to ocean conservation, yes. Innovation. Women through building confidence, yes. 20 Nigerian women equipped for proper ocean conservation in Nigeria. This one is really captivating. Let's go. More than 20 women benefited from this Judith, yes. Over 20 youth and women stumbled against knowledge in the just concluded ocean capacity building training organized by Aqua World. See, before I could finish reading the headline, I was breathing already. Thank you very much for the contributions. I'm very happy. And I am glad that you guys are really getting it. But there are some of the headlines are really long. For example, before you want to read it, over 20, like I said, there should be attention grabbing. People don't have time to read, or people don't have time to spare when they are going through things online. There are millions of things they want to get online. And somebody might just be doing his or her thing before stumbling on your article. Maybe someone who is not your audience, you shared an article maybe on social media, and someone who does not even have interest in ocean conservation, just from your headline, says, oh, let me read about this article. So over 20 youths and women stumbled against knowledge in the just concluded ocean capacity building training organized by Aqua World. This is long for a headline. More than 20 women benefited. Even Judith's own is long for a headline. Building confidence in women through innovations in ocean conservation. I think we have Solar and Paul. Their headlines are short, and it's good. they are short and they are already giving the idea. Though your headlines are giving the ideas, but they are long. Before someone wants to finish breaking barriers, women contributing to ocean conservation innovation, a training session by the person has already like, this is too long for me to go now. So the headlines are okay, and we headline writing. I wanted you to give this before I throw this idea. We headline writing. It is good to write in the active voice. It's good to write in the active voice, and you keep it short. Normally they say we headlines write. Your headline should not be less than 6 to 7 words, but it should not also extend too long. Should not be too long. If you want to count the number of words here, let me take the last one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 words in one headline. That's too much already. But if you look at Paul's headline, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very brief. But this other headline has 10 additional words to it. So with headline writing, you need to be, like I said, concise, straight to the point, specific. That's why I said make it specific. Be creative. Use numbers. Yes, I saw a couple of you using numbers. And what's the recommended length of a headline? Thank you, Judith. I just said it, that your headline should not be less than 6, right? Some people write 5, and it's okay. Some people even have headlines like just three words and it's a headline. Just 3 words and it's a headline. But your headline should not extend. I used to say headline should not extend more than, let me say 12 words in a headline. If it's too much, yes, let's just say, yes, 12. Should be 12. If it's too long, it should be 12. Because if it is up to 15, it will not be attention grabbing. It will not. It will not be attention grabbing. For example, put the Sarah, please, can you go to the next slide? Let me show you. I put an example of a headline here to tell you how headlines should be written. This example, the headline is long. It's long, right? So if we are taking Unleashing the Power of Women, Seeker 15 empowered to drive ocean conservation in Nigeria or Africa or whatever, you can add it there. But for a headline, this example I put here was to show you that the headline is long. It's 14. Though it can go, but I always recommend 12. There are some headlines that you read, they'll go up to 15 words. Some headlines have actually up to 15. But I always say that it should not be less than 6 or more than 12. Or more than 12. So if we're writing like a very short headline, this seeker, you can say over 15 empowered to drive change in ocean conservation. Over 15 empowered to drive change in ocean conservation. That is short enough. Or you can want to add over 15 women. Over 15 women empowered to drive change in ocean conservation. If we are writing the headline, over 15 women empowered to drive change in ocean conservation. If you want to look at the number of words, you will see that it is not up to 12, I think. Over 15 women empowered to drive change in ocean conservation. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 words in this headline. Then you might want to add where in Nigeria, it depends on you. But just by someone saying over 15 women empowered to drive change in ocean conservation, the person is like, ah. So how many women, have been empowered? 15. To do what? To drive change in ocean conservation. You might want to put where, but then your first sentence already is going to give the where, the how, the where, the why, the what, and whatever, what we discussed. So for a headline like this, you can say over 15 women empowered to drive change in ocean conservation. I saw Mr. Paul. Maybe you might want to emphasize that it's Nigeria, since most of the participants here are from Nigeria, I think. Or maybe you might want to put Africa. Over 15 women empowered to drive change in ocean conservation in Africa. That one you extend to 12 words, and that's okay for a headline. So we have dealt with headlines already. And after this, please, the person who is writing the article for this training, please, I would love to see your article. I don't know who is writing. I went through your website and I saw that Sarah writes articles, and I've forgotten the other name. I was more focused on Sarah. So any of you, please, after the training, just write an article about the training. You can email it to me. I'm going to drop my email, or I'm sure some of you have my email already. You just email it to me so that I can look at it. Then we are going to move to additional tips for writing an article. We have dealt with headlines already. You have identified your audience, how to write headlines, how to opening your articles, how to start your articles. So we are going to additional tips for writing an article. I think I've taken a lot of time already. Sarah told me this training was 30 minutes. Sorry for the too much talking.
Thank you. We are having a nice time.
So then we are looking at additional tips for writing an article. The first tip, you choose a captivating topic, just like what we're doing. Yes, additional tips for writing an article. You choose a captivating topic. You start with an engaging introduction, which sets the tone for the entire article, just like I said. You create a clear structure, organize the sequence flow of your ideas. Organize your ideas in a chronological way. It should have a flow. When somebody is reading it, the person should not feel like sleeping. Idea one should not, maybe you're talking about how, maybe your body is talking about the how. Instead of saying that, okay, it was an online this, you start talking about how, you start talking about how women in conservation have done this and that before you're coming back now to the central idea for the article. Your audience are lost. They are lost already. They don't know what to say. For an article like this, if you're writing for Aqua World, right, you should write first, like I said, after writing the what, the when, and whatever in the opening paragraph of your article. Then now you can go to giving how the training unfolded, right? And when you're giving how the training unfolded, please, I don't know, maybe you have to interview participants who have gone through this training. You cannot be writing an article on such a training and you don't have the voices of participants. It's like you're just telling a lie that the training was held, or you are just imagining things. And when you write the name of a source, I forgot to say this, when you write the name of it, when you want to quote a source, please make sure to write the person's name. Except that the person refuses. Even if the person refuses, the person should give, even if it is one name, you write the name. It is very important. Because yes, you can quote a source, or maybe Sandrine said it is important for women to be empowered because women are being neglected and we see that they have a voice in whatever. Quote me When you write, you say this, you write my name. After that, said or added Sandrine this, or said Sandrine this. It is important because when you don't write names, I bet you, I have, we have, when I was doing internship, we had some journalists that they will sit in their offices, I bet you, they will write a story, like a complete story. And do you know that they are going to put imaginary interviews? You just sit and imagine that, okay, if I had interviewed a community member, this is what the community member would say. I will just put it there. But now the problem is, what makes it very sure that you interviewed? Credibility. What makes it sure that you interviewed that community member? The person's name. The person's name will already give, reading the person's name. Some people might even identify the person. But when you just write the article, you just put it there. You quote people, you don't put their names. There's a problem already. They start questioning the article from there. How will somebody quote and will not put the person's name or so? Even if the person wants to remain this, at least even put the person's title, you understand. If I refuse that, okay, no, please. If my organization sees that I held a training online, it's just an example though. If my organization sees that I held a training online, they might try to like do something, or they might not be happy about it. Please don't write my name. Don't write my name. But in that case, I'll say, okay, you can just mention Sandrine. Even if you're mentioning Sandrine, somebody seeing you will not know, okay, actually, there are many Sandrines. So they might not, or you might just abbreviate the name. You write one name and you abbreviate the other. That's a technique that people use. You write one name and abbreviate the other. If you write Sandrine A or A Sandrine, somebody will come and see and say, it might stand for Atuna Sandrine, or maybe something, any other name Sandrine. I'm not the only Akeabeh Sandrine or A Sandrine or something. So you might abbreviate it. That's something that I forgot putting out there. So additional tips for writing an article: you need to create a clear structure, please. I still emphasize, your ideas should flow in a sequence. Use concise and clear language. Don't want to put all the grammar in the world. When you know your audience, first of all, you know what to write. If you're writing to the common man on the street, you know how to write it. You know the English and the grammar or whatever vocabulary to use. Because some people think that article writing is for them to show that they know a lot of grammar. You read an article and you find yourself researching every word in the article. That's not an article. You cannot read an article and every word you see, you see flabbergasted. You say, which one is this too? You see perplexed. You say, hey, which one is this? You're going to check. You're going to do this. Then you have already disrupted your reader. The person will not focus again. After searching one or two words, will be like, I'm not interested. Provide supporting evidence, like I was saying, credibility. You quote the source of your information. With research, maybe you got a source from, maybe you want to outline some tips on how they can engage young women or youth. Actually, if you're researching on the internet, all those ideas are not from you. All those ideas are not from you. You need to put your source. Because you are not so, how can I say it, such a guru that you know everything. No, you have taken other people's ideas, so you need to quote them, you give them that credit. Even when you're copying, or maybe you want to write an article and you don't have an image, right? You don't have an image to actually match that article with, because one thing with article writing, you need to use visual, you need to use images to back up your article. Because they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Just by seeing the picture, the person already knows what is happening, and it also captivates the reader. So you use good pictures, very good pictures, to communicate your story. You fit them within the article. If you're saying that somebody has received a donation, after they should be seeing the article, the image of the donation in the article to show that, okay, yes, the donation happened. And mind you, please, when you put an image or when you insert an image in your article, always try to give a caption. Always try to give a caption. You can put an image of a donation. Maybe Sarah and Judith of Aqua World are donating maybe something to another organization. You put the picture there, picture of donation, and you take, they say you should be trigger happy. You should be alert, because when you're writing articles, even if you're not the photographer, you need to look for pictures that really tell the story. When they are handing the donation, you snap them handing the donation and you put a caption. Aqua World Sarah this and this, donating this to this person. You put the caption there. The person should not look at the image and start imagining that, hey, are these people from Aqua World, or who is this donating this to who? Just the caption of the image is already telling them whatever they want to know. Provide supporting evidence, use visuals. I've already talked about the visuals. That is, always provide caption for images and use images when writing your article. Write in a conversational tone. Write as if you're telling a story to a friend. Something happened, you're telling a story. Not like you're communicating like, hey, you see now, this happened now. No. Write as if you're telling a story, right? That's why I say you should organize the sequence flow of your ideas. Write in a conversational tone. Then you edit and proofread. There's one thing, editing and proofreading. I myself, I have that problem with editing and proofreading. Editing my articles and proofreading. Once I write an article, especially when I've slept on it for days. When I take the article, I finish writing, I want to meet deadlines, I just take it and I fire to my boss. And after reading, he'll send it back to me. Say, re-edit and proofread that article before sending to me. And when you look at it, you always realize that there are little grammatical errors, or maybe there's a comma, or maybe there's a full stop, or maybe I wrote "they" instead of "an" or something. So you need to check all those things. Very meticulous in writing. Very, very, because there are people that will take your article, no matter how interesting it is, they are looking for a way or a mistake just to pin you down. A mistake, they are just looking for a mistake. Maybe you put a dot, a full stop where there's supposed to be a comma or something. And when you put out information that has not been proofread and there are a lot of errors there, then they see you, they just know that you are not a serious person. Because if you are a serious person, you want to strive for perfection. It's true that nobody is perfect. I might write an article, I proofread it like 5 times, I will not see an error. I proofread it like 5 times, I will not be able to see an error. And it is always good that when you write an article, please, even if you are a pro, even pros, even people that write articles, they always send articles for people to edit. When I write any article I write, I always send it to somebody to proofread. I always send to my friends in the media to proofread. I'll just say, hello, please, can you help me do this? The person will just try, spend me 2 minutes of your time to read through this article. And when the person reads, to be like, no, Sandrine, you did this here, you did that here, you did this. I should also be very open to take corrections. If not, you write an article one day and you publish and people, it's going to be a bomb. So it's always good to proofread. And even after the person proofreading, you might publish it and somebody will still see an error. So nobody is perfect, but try as much as possible, as much as you can, to edit and proofread. There are sometimes I write and I publish articles. I still go online when I'm reading. I still find that, hey, I had to write this. I have to correct it. So it is not easy. It is always good to edit and proofread. Then you end with a strong conclusion. You end with a strong conclusion and open call to action, especially when you're writing for NGOs, right? You need to always have a call to action. A call to action like together we can empower women, or this, or together we can do this. or women are a very it is good for us to support them or something, you bring a call to action. You're calling people, right? You make the reader feel like to belong, or to know that, okay, I can actually participate, or there's something that actually I can also offer to make this better, or just by supporting a woman, or maybe by joining an organization, the person is doing something useful. So it's always good to have a clear call to action when you're publishing articles. Then now we have article publication. We're talking about writing. We have talked about writing, now publication. How do I meet my target audience? Please pardon the confusion of the, I was in a haste. How do I meet my target audience, or how do I get to my target audience? You choose the right platform. If you want to get to your target audience, after you've identified them, you know, sometimes your target audience might not be identified just from a global perspective. We have age. We have age. We have attitude. You might want to write an article and you want to target youth. That's a group. Then maybe there's somebody that wants to write an article and target youth from a particular age to another age. Then you need to do research. Like I was saying, that research is very important. You need to do research on how to reach them. Where are they found? Are they on social media? Because it doesn't just suffice for you to write an article and publish. The problem now is, did my target audience get the message? Did this article actually reach where I wanted it to reach? What impact has it had on people? Because you can publish an article, I bet you it stays there 2 years, you go and see 9 views. Because you did not use the right platform or the right channel to communicate that article. It's true that, yes, on social media has taken all over the world, and everything is on social media. Someone even told me that if you're not in social media, it means you're out of this world. Wow, yes. We have embraced social media, and everyone thinks that, okay, my target audience, yes, even if they're on social media, which platform? Are they on Instagram? You publish an article on your website and you leave it there. How many people visit your website in a day? How many people visit your website in a week? Even in months, how many people visit your website? So you can publish on your website, yes, but endeavor to share the link after you have identified the platforms where they are. Women, if you want to get women a lot, from my own small distance, that have go to Instagram. Women are there with pictures every day. This and this, they're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, but now on that one depends. We are not talking, you will not write an article for Aquaworld to go and publish on TikTok, right? No, I'm just taking an example to show you how important it is for you to know the right platform to use. You use Facebook, you use LinkedIn. That's the most, in fact, you see LinkedIn or LinkedIn or something, whatever. That is a platform that many people are using now. No, if you look at many organizations, they are not even on Facebook again, but they have moved to LinkedIn. Why? Because there are varieties, climate change professionals or conservation or now is it ocean conservation? You guys we are, in fact, I will say I'm now part of the ocean conservation because we are conserving the world's largest carbon sink, right? Which is the ocean. And then you want to meet, maybe your target audience are women, professionals, especially professionals. And also, mind you, you might be writing this article too to get funding. That's why I say there is always, like I was saying, knowing your target audience, or you might be writing this article, you don't even know that from this article you will get funding. A funder might just see this training and be like, goodness, I want more of this training to happen. They get to you, Aqua World. I saw this, or call for proposals. You write and you submit just by seeing an article or training that you have done before. You get a grant proposal just like that. So you should know the right platform. LinkedIn, Facebook, yes, maybe Instagram, X, Twitter, right? X, use X to share your articles so that you can reach a wider audience. And there are times that you might carry out an event, since we are talking about article publication. But I just want to say something that with your target audience too, your target audience might not be on social media, you see. So now you might have to use the traditional media. No matter how old, no matter how social media has taken all over the world, the traditional media is still important. That's radio, television, newspapers. They are very important because there are some of your audiences that read only newspapers. Depending on what on the target audience or what you're writing, there are some of them that listen only to the radios. There are some of them that they watch on TV. They are more on TV, so it depends. But since we are talking about article writing, you need to choose the right platform, which is online, social media, the right platforms, leveraging hashtags. When you look at articles or social media in general, even when you want to publish your own individual post, you always use hashtags, right? You always use hashtags. So it's very important because it is used to categorize content and make it more discoverable by your audience. They can discover your content at any time. In fact, it gives a wider reach. So for example, you write this article after you've produced an article from this workshop. You say ocean conservation, women, hashtag ocean conservation, hashtag women in conservation, hashtag capacity building. You use these hashtags, right? So that when somebody is typing capacity building or something, it can easily get your post. That's article publication. Now you're taking it where you want to reach your target audience. You use hashtags to reach them. You might hashtag only women, you might hashtag youth, you might hashtag whoever you want to meet, and the central ideas of the article should be there. Maybe you're putting, because the trend now, what I see, even if somebody is writing about agriculture or something, you will see the person using hashtag climate crisis, hashtag climate change, hashtag this, because those are trending hashtags, and it's very easy for someone to see your article with that. But you should endeavor to use the right hashtag. Then we have search engine optimization. This is ranking right on search engines, so that when someone is searching, your article will be first, can easily pop up on search engine. Maybe somebody has gone to Google and is searching women in ocean conservation. You've written your article and most of the keywords, you have women in ocean conservation. With the ranking, your article will come up faster. So the goal is to attract traffic from search engines to improve ranking and visibility and making content more relevant, valuable, and accessible to users. So you use keywords. It's always very important to use keywords. The keyword that you'll be using here should be women in conservation, I think. Women in conservation or ocean conservation. So that is it about search engine optimization. These are the 3 things that it's very important for you to know for article publication, because I really put this presentation based on like knowing my target audience, right? You guys, you are an NGO. So writing articles and publishing by Aqua World is different from another organization, or is different from maybe a telephone company, is different from another organization still dealing in conservation, maybe species conservation. All of that is different. You might be NGO, yes, and you're writing article publication for that NGO, article writing for NGOs, and there's article writing for news, like news articles. There is public relations and all of that. So it's really different. So there, I'm going to end here with the article publication. I'm going to end here. So this is all about our training. Because if I want to talk, they say journalists, they talk too much. But I've left journalism to communication because they said journalists talk too much. So let me end here. And if there are any questions, please, I am open to answering them all. I'm open. So if you have any questions, maybe the ones I cannot answer, I'll provide an answer. You get into a class and you ask the teacher a question and the teacher does not know the answer. I say, go and do research, go and do research. Go to the internet and do research. So maybe that's what I also do.
Thank you so much for a wonderful time spent so far and for taking us through the nitty-gritty of writing articles. It's been a nice time having you around and being trained by you. So the floor is open now, everyone. So you've been here for the last 1 hour and we've taken in a lot of things. So it's time to ask questions. So what are those gray areas in article writing in which you find yourself having, or what are those areas you want to get clarified? Please start dropping your questions now, or if you want to use the speaker, you could raise your hand and ask to get unmuted. So yeah, the floor is open now for everyone to ask their questions. So Ms. Tosin, you've been writing articles for a long time now. So you want to ask some questions to get clarified in any area?
Okay, first, I'm not asking any question.
Okay.
I want to commend the facilitator. Yes, Sandrine. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Very interactive and lively. And of course, I'm sure that our subscribers on YouTube, when they watch this, they would not even feel like they were not in the live session. Very lively. And I'm also happy to meet another National Geographic explorer like myself. So I'm happy to, when I saw your profile, like, oh, a National Explorer, I was happy. Right.
Sorry, please, Paul, let me interrupt you. I'm not a National Geographic explorer, but I work with one.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
That's great.
I work with one.
Okay, all right. So it's a very wonderful session. It's a very wonderful session. Thank you so much. So I think, Paul, you can end the recording now so that we can just keep up with the questions and answers.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So yes, for me, I believe this training will be very relevant to Aqua World, even if we don't have a lot of the time out members here. So but I believe it's going to be really relevant for article writing in the future. And even for this one, like she has mentioned, so please, whoever is in charge of writing an article regarding this training, let's see what will come out of this. And I believe it's going to be a bomb. Ms. Tosin, you wanted to speak. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I don't have any question. I actually just want to say thank you to the facilitator because I was able to learn some new things about article writing. Yeah, I like writing articles. But then I don't know everything about the articles. So today's session made me know that there are some gaps and some things I still need to bridge. So thank you so much for the knowledge.
Yeah, thank you, our lead reporter. That's Aqua World's lead reporter, and she's more like the one in charge of writing all the articles you see, or coordinating the team, if I'm not mistaken, coordinating the team for putting out those wonderful articles you see on the website. So yes, and this is really a good one. I want to also ask others ask questions if you have them now, or you could send her an email. Can we send you emails, Sandrine?
Yes.
In case some other questions come up.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah and Paul. I did not actually know that this training will be possible. Sarah knows everything. We have had blackout and I had to prepare my presentation this night.
Wow,
So
thank you.
it was not easy. I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to impart your team. And yes,
Okay.
please, the person writing the article, thank God that it is Sarah. Sarah, please, when you write the article, send to me. Let me see. I want to see the article. I would have even asked us to craft like opening, try to write the article, but I know that many of us, we have things to do, 1 or 2 things to do. So please, you can just write, or maybe everybody here, you can just write the article and send to me. And I go through the article.
Okay, that would be good also. So everyone, please take notes. Yes, try to write something about the 3 days training we've had so far. And okay, she's just dropped her email address. Please copy and save somewhere and send her an article you've drafted or you draft regarding the training that has just been concluded. Yeah, if there is no question from anyone, I sincerely want to thank you, Sandrine. I don't know what you've been through, but with the little you've shared with us, I think it's been a lot. And for you to have made time to be here, it's really is a great pleasure to have you. And we don't take it for granted. We really appreciate your efforts, even with the challenges and all. Thank you so much for your time and for putting this training together. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you too, Judith. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And